Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades, and I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend as well as we head into next week. As after all, this is Sunday night and we can see that the weekly time frame just printed a new candle as well on Bitcoin. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at this chart a little bit nicer, and we can see that we've turned very bearish on the weekly time frame. He's 17 and a -5, especially after the collapse that we just got on Bitcoin. Bitcoin rolling over, coming down to a low of 15,500 before getting a bounce and getting rejected around 17,750. Now we can see that we have very negative numbers, -5 and a 17 on the weekly. Let's take a look at the monthly time frame. We have a 12 and a 0, right? And let's take a look at that new daily time frame that we just got, and we got a 9 and a 2. So overall, still looking quite bearish. Again, the momentum waves could be getting near a bit of a green dot right here again in the coming days. Maybe around Wednesday we'll see something like that, but we are pretty close to that zero line right here on the red money flow. If we get into that red money flow again, I expect us to stay in that red money flow for quite a bit of time, and we could see a quite bit more downside for Bitcoin. Again, I've been telling you guys, I've been very bearish on Bitcoin. I've been seeing these levels. I've been looking at these levels potentially in the in the coming future, like the very near future, and exactly, well, that just happened. I'm not saying exactly as predicted. Obviously I was expecting a little bit more upside on Bitcoin before we completely rolled over and crashed, but overall a crash indeed that we got. And obviously another black swan event, again FTX collapsing. And a little bit of a reminder for you guys, I urge you guys to get your funds off exchanges. I know I have our sponsor, which is BitGet, with the link in the description, but I don't tell you guys to put all your funds there. If you have any funds you're willing to lose with trading and anything, I put my funds there as well for trading. But for the long-term holdings, everything is put on a cold storage wallet. So if you guys are putting things on the exchanges, you're putting your money at risk. So that's why I always tell people to have your long-term holdings and anything you want to save in a cold storage wallet, and anything else you're willing to risk it for trading and having it on an exchange, because not your keys, not your coins, then go ahead. You're more than welcome to sign up on BitGet and put your funds there to trade. But overall, I haven't heard anything wrong with BitGet. No liquidity issues there, but everything that I have right now is in a cold storage. The only funds that I have left for trading are on bitget.com. So if you guys want to sign up, the link's in the description. Now let's keep going and let's take a look at some more charts. Now we can see that right here, we got some pretty bearish targets. Obviously, this is a channel that I've been looking at for Bitcoin. Obviously, we might not get to these levels. There are significant amounts of support that are coming way before here. Let's take a look right here. Let's just zoom out right here. Now we can see that we actually broke right through that 300 weekly, and the 400 weekly is coming in around 13,706. So that would be my next major support to take a look for Bitcoin for a big bounce, potentially maybe back up to even like 16, 15,000, or even back up to that 300 weekly right here, right around 17,000, 18,000. But we're gonna just have to see how the stock market handles this. We can see, let's just get over here on the S&P 500. We can see that we're getting a bit of red right now, a bit of chop before on the overnight market's down about 30 basis points. Nothing too crazy there, but overall we had a magnificent week towards the upside, and we backed some amazing trades in the Discord on our option calls. So if you guys want to see those, you guys can sign up with the link in the description. You guys get to access all my trades there. But again, if you get more upside, I'm going to see some major resistance coming in around 4100, 4128, right around that area. I'm going to see some big resistance coming in for the S&P. And again, there are no guarantees that we are going to get to these levels. Obviously, now that we've punched through a lot of resistances, we definitely have a better chance to hit this level and then start to roll over after then. But you never know. You never know when the market's going to start to roll over. Just like Bitcoin, we were eyeing 22,400, but it doesn't mean that you have to hit that target. There's no 100% guarantee. That's why taking your profits beforehand is a smart idea. That's why I like to pay myself. I always like to take my profits in advance of my targets, because there's no guarantee in this market that any market that you're going to hit your take profit area. Right? A lot of traders will say, I'm entering here and I'm not exiting unless I get to this level, which is kind of the wrong way of thinking, because you have to adapt as a trader. You have to look at current market conditions, what's changing, what could happen. If this is a failed breakout, we start to roll over and retest, then you really want to take advantage of that and take your profits in advance around this area, or maybe even right here. And some people would say, no, I don't care, I'm just gonna hold. Again, in my opinion, that's a wrong way of trading. And if you guys are doing that, then sure, go ahead if that works for you. But for me, I like to pay myself, and that's why we have such a high win rate inside the Discord. Now let's keep moving here. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones punching through this level as well, this yellow trend line, and actually getting into this green resistance box right here. As you guys can see, we are holding this level as support for a very long period of time, bouncing all over the place on this resistance box and finding a lot of support. But eventually we broke down, retested it as resistance, and then we rolled over, and we've been chopping down ever since. But let's take a look at the Russell 2000. Is one that I've actually been really wanting to take a look at, and we're actually in a short position on the Russell right now. We actually entered in right around this area, right around 1900. We got into our shorts, our put options, and right now we are in the money on these, but we're gonna have to see how it plays out. If we keep rolling over, then you're obviously gonna most likely take out these previous lows right here, right around 1650. But if we hold that level, then sure. But in my opinion, I think we're gonna make a new low before the year end. And actually, let's take a look at the calendar that we have set out right here for next week. So let's see right here what we have on Monday. And on Monday, we just have a bit of monetary policy for the Australian dollar, but nothing for the US. On Tuesday, we actually have the Empire State Manufacturing Index and the PPI. Actually, again, the producer price index. If the producer price index keeps going up, in my opinion, the CPI will keep going up as well, because if the producers' costs are going up, the producers will eventually stop eating the loss of eating the cost of inflation, and are going to pass it on to the consumer. Hence, inflation will keep going up. Let's take a look on Wednesday. Wednesday, again, the Canadian CPI is going to be coming out, and actually the Canadian CPI is expected to be increasing by just 0.1%. So we're going to have to see if that holds truth, or we're going to overshoot that target. Again, gasoline prices are very expensive in Canada, guys, for my fellow Canadians. If you guys haven't noticed, it's getting really expensive again. Let's take a look at on Thursday as well. On Wednesday, we actually have core retail sales, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on that once we get to Wednesday. Thursday, we just have the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, and on Friday, we have the existing home sales. I'm going to be really wanting to take a look at that there, see how the housing market is doing in the US based on sales. But overall, I expect housing to slow down as well. With the rates this high, eventually housing will take a hit, prices will go down, but it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. Let's take a look at the DXY. The DXY coming down during this week, absolutely selling off like crazy. And even with the DXY selling off like crazy, Bitcoin was going down. And again, Bitcoin was going down because of the FTX collapse. And in my opinion, I don't think this is over. I think there are going to be other ones that are going to be coming out. You know, BlockFi is now halting withdrawals. Potentially Crypto.com is next, because let's take a look at the CRO token. CRO USDT is actually down 22% today or yesterday. I think it was today. Let me take a look at the daily time frame here. Yeah, it was yes. Oh, I mean, I guess you could say yesterday, but it's still Sunday night for me. But overall, the CRO token went down a lot. 60. It closed down 16%, but it went as low as 29%. So overall, it keeps going down right now. Again, a lot of people are saying they are going to halt withdrawal soon. I don't even know if that's going to be true. They're saying they're having liquidity issues. There's a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now. So the best thing to do is to get your funds off the exchanges, put it on a cold storage, and until the dust settles, then you can do your own research. If you deem it safe, then you can put your funds back on the exchanges and trade it if you want. But for me, I'm a very conservative person. I don't think I don't really want to put everything at risk right here on an exchange that I really don't know if it's going to stay open. So obviously I'm keeping my funds off and safe on an exchange, and I don't have to trade every single day to make money, right? You could just hold your tokens, and if the price goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. Then you can buy on a lower price, especially if you hold stable coins. Let's take a look at oil right here. Oil coming up to around $90. Oh, sorry, this one right here. This new candle, this new daily candle coming up around $89.90. If we come back down right here, you're going to see some support coming in right around $85. If we break that, I expect a low to be made around $77, and eventually we're going to take out that low, and we're most likely going to be headed towards $65 a barrel. Get ready for that, guys. And let's take a look at natural gas. Natural gas, very, very volatile asset to trade. As you guys can see, we can see these big pumps. They don't look like big pumps, but overall, this is a 9% pump in a day, and it actually gapped up all the way up here on the open, and it went as high as 6%, and then it came back down all the way down here, another 13% drop. So if you guys are using leverage ETFs to trade this, it is absolutely insane. It's kind of crazy too how it came back to this blue trend line and closed right underneath it, and it came back down. So this to me looks like a pump back up, a retest of the resistance, and now we're going to head towards new lows, and potentially we might be getting ready to potentially take a long right around $4.69 or $4.80, basically whenever we make contact with this trend line. But again, there's no guarantees in this market. Maybe we break this trend line and we go back down to $3.51. But if you guys want my alerts for stocks and crypto, you guys can join the Discord with the link in the description. And again, if you guys want to know where you're buying, my profit loss history is also posted on my website. Full disclosures, full transparency there. You guys can see everything that I do. But yeah, overall, that's basically what I've been wanting to talk to you guys about. Not too much, nothing too much there, nothing too much here. Just be safe, trade safe, and be smart, and you should be okay. If you're taking a lot of risk and over leveraging on exchanges that you don't really know, have a lot of liquidity, then you should probably rethink your strategy. But yeah, overall, thank you so much for your support, guys. We're at 13,000 subscribers, and if you guys want a Christmas giveaway, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys.